I'm Phil, this is my wife Shannon, and we just completed our second phase of a renovation with DMC contracting. We did the first phase in 2018, and 2 years later we decided it was time to finish the second phase. So before, this was a 1959 split level house that had had an addition built in 1980. There was baseboard heating, and basically the heating was really inefficient. We had sections of the house that were really cold and just weren't very livable for us. Also, there'd been some renovations that were done perhaps in the 70s, so there was some shag carpeting and faux brick walls and
saunas and closed off rooms. It was just very, very old.
Good bones, but lots of work needed to be done for our family anyways.
We had never done a major renovation before, so we were very new to the market, and we went to the home show and met a bunch of different contracting companies, and Dan at DMC was one of them. Had a really good conversation with him, decided to vet out a few, and he was shortlisted. He just seemed on our level, easy to talk to, very reasonable, everything that we were kind of looking for. I mean, we were told that when we were looking for a company that you need to have good lines of communication, because that's key when you're doing major life things like this, and being able to talk to your contractor is really important.
When Dan came into our house and started looking at the structure and understanding what we wanted, you could see the wheels turning in his head, and the ideas just started to formulate. And on that first visit, we knew right away, I think, that DMC would be the company we would want to go with, based on Dan's his love of construction and his personality and the sense you got that he wanted to do a good job. That was ultimately what sold us. We did the project in two phases. For phase one, we had a trailer parked out on our front lawn, which was, to be honest, when it was pitched to us, I thought it was a bit gimmicky. I just didn't really see an advantage to it, but once we were inside the trailer, it was awesome because we were able to be on the construction site. We were able to see the progress every day. When we had concerns, we were able to address them in a timely manner.
We had two young boys during our first phase, and they weren't in school yet, so they were always looking out the window, seeing all the different trucks that were coming, and they got to see a wrecking ball take half of our house down, so they were super excited about that. The boys were always like, "Oh, are the workers here today?" They were very excited to see who was here and who was helping out and what things were getting done. They were so super kind to our boys, and always explaining like if they had questions, what they were doing, and the process.
For phase two, we had Derek, who was again another guy who was really easy to get along with. He was really good at communicating and hearing any concerns that we had and addressing them. I'm a fairly hands-on individual, but I didn't have my hands-on in this project or either project, and it was easy to just leave it in their hands and watch from a distance and feel
trust
confident.
That they were doing a great job.
I think the biggest improvement for me was the fact that we have a master bedroom now that we're comfortable in. Before, it was the coldest room in the house. Now it's definitely the most comfortable as far as temperature. In the summer, it's going to be cooler. In the winter, it's much warmer. In addition, Shannon's got a big walk-in closet that you could probably land a 747 in. So that's a great place for storage reasons, because we don't have all the clutter in our main room anymore. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why that's a good space. When our neighbors have been talking to us about our renos, we've told them that we're really happy with the process. There's always going to be issues in a renovation. I don't think I've heard of anyone doing a renovation that didn't have some sort of issue pop up, but it's your ability to work with the contractor and the contractor to recognize that your concerns are valid and we definitely felt that was the case with DMC. So we would recommend them for those reasons. And yeah, and if anybody asks us in the future if we know a company, it's easy to tell them that DMC is the way to go.
Yeah, I think them seeing that we've had 2 different trailers on our property at 2 different times, that's repeat customers are for sure a telltale sign that you're happy with who you went with.